Hi, I'm gonna be a little late to pick up Minato. I have to call his kindergarten. My name is Manami, and I'm 35 years old. I live with my 5-year-old son, Minato, and my husband, Kenya, who is 1 year older than me. I've got a little bit of work left to do today, so I'm gonna be about an hour late picking up my son from his kindergarten. I'm sorry, Minato. When I called the kindergarten, I heard Minato shouting over the phone.
I still play here at school. Goody, goody, goody!
I could hear him loud and clear. Mommy's so happy that you're growing up so strong, sweetheart. Well, to be honest, I do feel a little lonely about it, though. Now, I have to get this stuff done quickly. I arrived at the kindergarten 20 minutes earlier than I planned. I'm here, Minato!
Wait, you're here already, Mommy? You're too fast. I still want to play with my teacher.
The teacher's pretty cute, too. I guess Minato's boyish preferences are already coming to life. Let's play with your teacher again tomorrow, okay? She still has work to do, and we don't want to keep her too busy, do we?
Okay. See you tomorrow, ma'am.
I don't think I have time to cook today. I think I'll buy some prepared food at the supermarket. Minato, can we stop by the supermarket really quick?
Yay! I want some of those snacks from the Moni Rangers.
Well, I did pick you up late today, and I'll give you something special as a reward for behaving well at school, okay?
Yay!
And since it's this ungodly hour, good thing the side dishes are a little cheaper too.
Mommy, can I have this snack?
What? The snack Minato brought came with a toy and was a little expensive. Were there no other Moni Ranger snacks, sweetie?
There were, but I want this one. I wanted you to come and pick me up early, but I was a good boy, you know?
Minato is really good at talking. He was so happy over the phone. Yes, then shall I buy that for you?
Yay!
When I got home and put the side dishes on a plate and warmed them up in the microwave, Kenya came back.
I'm home!
Welcome home.
Tonight is side dishes again?
You don't have to make such an obviously unwelcoming face. I still had some work left to do today, and I extended his time at school, too.
What? That requires an extra fee, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it does cost a little, but it's not like this happens every day. At Minato's school, if the parents pick up their child late, there's an extra charge. It's only a few hundred yen per day, though.
So you're not rushing to get your work done on time, you're making Minato wait, and then you go get a side dish from a supermarket? What's good about all that?
It couldn't be helped this time, honey. You and I both work full-time after all. My husband and I both work full-time. We're in the same position, so why should I be the only one to be blamed? Kenya started saying stuff like this about a year ago. I still don't know the cause. When I ask him, he merely says he was speaking facts.
And besides that, you bought Minato another expensive snack? That's not okay, Minami.
Don't you feel a little sorry for Minato? He was waiting for me to pick him up after all.
But it doesn't have to be an expensive snack, does it?
I'm sure it's okay this time. And if you're going to be so strict, then either pick him up from school or make dinner, okay?
Why? It's not efficient. Minato's kindergarten is closer to your workplace, and it'd be better if you, who are used to cooking, made dinner, wouldn't it? Cooking's only done by women after all. I miss Mom's cooking, though. Her cooking is the best in the world, and it's hundreds of times better than the food you always make.
Then go to your mother's to eat, all right? Of course, Mrs. Kanayama's cooking is just insane in how delicious it is. I may not be able to make it as delicious as hers, but I do consider nutritional balance and copy the menus of famous online cooking influencers, so I think I do things pretty well around here. What's with that attitude? Then what will you do? Cleaning? Laundry?
I take out the trash, don't I?
Damn, and you're so bossy with something a 4-year-old can do?
Mommy, when's dinner? I'm hungry.
Sorry. Let's eat, darling. Thanks to Minato, the situation was resolved for the time being. But truly, I felt bad for making Minato wait on extension at school, and it costs money. Besides that, cooking dinner at home is more nutritious and saves money, so it's definitely a good idea, but I couldn't think of the best solution to the dilemma, and the next day came. Well then, today, I'm going to clean the house and do some laundry. Getting productive! First of all, I want to do some laundry, so Kenya, wake up, honey!
What?
I want to wash the bed sheets.
Not so loud, woman. Damn. Let me sleep a little longer.
It's already 9 o'clock.
It's still 9 o'clock.
Hey, listen, I'm getting busy over here. If it were just the two of us, it would be one thing, but Minato is here too, so can you get up now and play with him or help with the housework?
We have some convenient appliances for all that, don't we? It's not like you're that busy. It's your fault for not being able to use the appliances properly.
Excuse me? Kenya was saying that there are all kinds of convenient household appliances, such as a cleaning robot, a washing machine with a dryer, and a dishwasher, so there's no way I could be that busy. You don't do the housework, which is why you can say that. I think anyone who has done housework would understand, but even cleaning robots have difficulty cleaning the stairs, for example, and some laundry cannot be used in the dryer. Some dishes don't fit in the dishwasher, and in the event there are stubborn stains, they have to be lightly washed in advance. More and more convenient home appliances in the house notwithstanding. You can't leave all the steps to the machines.
What the hell, Monami? I bought those appliances with my money.
So what? That's a completely different point. And you went to bed earlier than I did yesterday. Screw you! I pulled the bedsheets off with all my might, forcibly.
What? What are you doing?
Yeah, you won't get your lazy ass out of bed. After that, Minato was having fun playing alone, so the housework was progressing, but Kenya never showed up in the living room. He's probably just lounging around on his bed. These days continued, and it's been a month since. Today's the new year, and we were off to visit my in-laws. Welcome, Manami dear. Don't mind if I do, Mrs. Kanayama.
Oh, Minato, buddy. Look how big you've gotten. I just knew home would be so relaxing.
All the relatives were gathered at my parents-in-law's house. My in-laws and their family are all very kind people, and they all welcomed me warmly when I first got married.
Grandpa, let's play!
Hell yeah, buddy.
Mr. Kanayama said he would watch Minato, so I went to the kitchen. Mrs. Kanayama, I shall help you. Oh, no, you're not, dear. You must be tired from childcare and work, so take it easy today, okay? Oh, no, how should I put this? I feel like I can't relax if I'm not moving around, you see? And I want to learn how to cook as well as you. Oh dear, what's wrong? You don't need to learn how to cook from me. Your cooking is already world-class, dear. In fact, I think I ought to learn from you. Oh, Mrs. Kanayama, such a sweetheart as always. Well, ma'am, I want Kenya to say my cooking is delicious. What? What do you mean, dear? Kenya said before that your cooking is delicious. Yes, that was true, but up until about a year ago, ma'am, recently he hasn't at all. He instead said that your cooking is hundreds of times more delicious than mine. I agree with that, of course, but it was quite a shock to hear it directly from him. Oh, wow! Terrible nonsense from Kenya. Then I wonder if he can make food that's even more delicious. How is the food that Kenya makes? Well, Kenya hasn't been cooking at all lately. Really? 3 months ago he stopped by and I heard that you share the housework. No, not even the housework. And he's completely passive when it comes to childcare as well. Oh, wow. That's outrageous. And you even have a full-time job, too. I'm so sorry. It must be so hard. Yes, ma'am. Honestly, it's very hard. Maybe I should tell Mrs. Kanayama everything. That's what I thought, and that's what I did, telling her everything that's happened in the past year. Oh, how could my son be so pathetic? I know it's no use for me to apologize, but I'm so sorry. Maybe I made a mistake in how I raised him. Oh, absolutely not, ma'am. I think we ought to reprimand that child some. How, ma'am? Well, how about... I see! And so we went on making the food as we carried out our plan. Everyone, dinner's ready!
Oh, awesome!
And you've been playing games on your phone this whole damn time, leaving Minato to your father. I put some fried chicken, his favorite food, in front of Kenya.
Mom's fried chicken's the best, you know. Bon appetit! Whew, delicious! This is it! Monami, remember this well, okay?
Yes, I remember it well.
Hold up. What's with that robotic response, eh, woman?
There's no way I could forget. That's fried chicken I made.
Ah, so you made it with Mom's help, huh? If so, then I'm relieved. Usually the batter's sticky and the flavor's bland, you know.
Yeah, and that chicken has sticky batter and bland flavoring, see?
What?
This is fried chicken Manami made all on her own. I didn't add any input to it.
Ah, So the seasonings and oil we have here at home are good then, huh?
No, it's the same ones we have at home. Actually, it was you who requested that the seasonings and oil be the same as those at your parents' house.
Now that I think about it,
Now I realize that you haven't helped with cooking at all.
I'm just busy, you know.
Oh, then what you told me the other day, was that a lie?
Well, that was...
Well, no matter. Let's assume you were busy and couldn't cook very often. But wouldn't it be wrong to criticize Manami's cooking then? Just now, you were praising it as if you thought you were eating my cooking. What does this mean, I wonder?
It's starting to leave a bad taste in my mouth.
I made that chicken, Kenya.
What? But Manami said... Wait. What's the right answer?
That just doesn't matter. What do you think when you eat this fried chicken,
Are you judging it based on the person who made it? What's your criteria?
That's because I want you to improve your cooking, Manami.
Manami's cooking already tastes delicious, Kenya. If you say the tastes don't suit you, then your sense of taste in homemade cooking is off. Well, I'm sure you have your own preferences, but in that case, why don't you make something yourself? You're an adult now. You can make your own food.
I was wondering what was going on in here. I think I understand the situation. Kenya, you be more supportive of Manami and Minato, alright? Don't think that you're the only one having a hard time.
Perhaps he was reflecting on his actions, for Kenya fell silent for a while.
Mommy, when's dinner?
That's right. Sorry to keep you waiting, Minato. It was always Minato who would break the silence and brighten the mood. Thank you, Mr. Kanayama, Mrs. Kanayama. Everything should be fine now. The food is getting cold, so let's have dinner, with your permission. I agree. Kenya, reflect on your actions.
Okay.
Your fried chicken is delicious, Mommy.
Now that's my grandson. You're right, Minato. I felt a little sorry for him being told so much in front of our relatives, but I believed he would reflect on his actions with this sort of incident. Or so I thought, because a week later, Kenya was back to the way he was before. No, scratch that. He was even worse.
Hey, what's with this presentation?
What's with it? What do you mean?
I think you're getting carried away just because you got the 5-star approval from Mom. If the food is presented in such a haphazard way, my appetite ain't having it.
I don't think it looks unappetizing.
Besides, wouldn't a square plate be better for this kind of food?
He stopped complaining about the taste, but started complaining about the way the food was presented. Does he just want to nitpick or what? Listen, we're not even having a party or anything.
By the way, there were some wrinkles in the clothes I was wearing today.
Where?
Here.
There was definitely a small wrinkle where Kenya was pointing, but... That's so small you can't see it, bucko. And I'm sure you definitely won't see it because you'll be wearing a suit over it. Who pointed it out to you?
No one did. I think everyone was noticing it and paying no heed to it, though.
They're definitely not looking at that measly wrinkle. Why would they care about that?
So you'd do something devious like this if no one was watching, huh? If no one knew about it, you just accept it without hesitation, eh?
No, I don't think that's the point of what we're talking about here.
Ugh! There's some dust on the TV, damn it!
He brushed a finger across the edge of the machine and looked at it closely before blowing the dust away. A monstrous mother-in-law seen in afternoon drama shows. Who knew there are real people who do that? I mean, I guess there's always going to be dust if you live here. I cleaned it 2 days ago, so it's still pretty clean, isn't it? It's not even something I'd consider worth cleaning.
And there you go. You don't pay attention to the details like that. That's why it's no good.
Ugh.
Even Mom would complain about this.
I was getting more and more irritated and about to explode, but I tried to stay calm as much as possible. No, Mrs. Kanayama wouldn't get upset over something tiny like this. More than that, Kenya's behavior is strange. He wasn't like this from the beginning of our relationship up until a year ago. And he was a kind guy. He wasn't a mama's boy per se, and he never brought his mother's name like this. What happened to Kenya to make him become this person? What was going on inside of him? Got it, I'll be more careful.
Glad that you understand.
Yes, I'm frustrated. I want to understand Kenya. There must be some reason. Is there something with which I'm hurting him without knowing I am? The next day, Kenya went fishing with a friend early in the morning. I had Mrs. Kanayama come over and take care of Minato. I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh, no worries. I can play with Minato.
I'm I'm gonna play a lot with Grandma today.
We are gonna have so much fun, but Kenya's gotten worse again, hasn't he? Yes, but this time I want to understand him. What do you mean by understand him? I'm sure there's something inside of Kenya that's making him do that. Kenya is kind at heart and a good father to Minato. That's why I believe something's changed. What a happy man he ought to be, to have a wife who thinks for him so much. I'm so happy too. Aw, shucks. Anyway, today I'm going to make the whole house sparkling clean so that he won't complain. It's already clean enough in my opinion. But, well, leave Minato to me and clean up the house to your heart's content. Mrs. Kanayama didn't complain after all. I'm sure Kenya really knows that she wouldn't do. Yes, thank you so much.
Good luck, Mommy.
Thank you, sweetie. And I cleaned the entire house. I polished the furniture and floors until they sparkled, and even removed the lights and wiped them clean. It took 3 hours to do everything. Phew, this should be good enough. It's so shiny, like a model room.
You're amazing, Mommy.
I won't let him complain about this. If he does, I'll punish him outright. That would be a huge help. Shall we have lunch soon? We should. Right as I was thinking about what to make for lunch, Kenya came back from fishing.
I'm home. Wait, Mom?
Paying them a visit, honey.
Damn, I just thought the whole house was sparkling. But I guess it's all thanks to you. See, Monami? I told you that even Mom would say something about it.
I'm the one who cleaned it, Kenya. Yes, she did. And I thought the house was very nice before I visited.
You're gonna lie like that again?
I'm not lying. Kenya, what the hell is wrong? You've changed a lot in the past year. You weren't tyrannical before, and you were also so helpful with the housework and childcare. What made you change so much? Kenya, Manami's being so honest with you. You cannot find a more wonderful woman as your wife. There's nothing to be afraid of. You will also face yourself in addition to Manami, properly.
It's because your salary's increased.
What? My salary? Oh, I remember I got a raise about a year ago. I work at an IT company. 2 years ago, a project initiated by the company was successful, and our performance increased dramatically. And a year ago, all the employees' salaries increased dramatically as well.
Monami makes more than me, and yet she works fewer hours than me. She does everything perfectly from housework to childcare. That's why I started to wonder what my existence was all about.
You thought you would lose your place?
And even Minato goes to you more than he comes to me, right?
Well, we do spend a lot of time together. And by the way, when you were about 5 years old, I was always more important to you than your father.
I didn't know what to do as a good husband and father, so...
You thought and thought and thought, but you never understood. And before I knew it, you became quite the patriarch, and there was no turning back.
Yeah, that's about right.
Ah, that's what it was.
What?
It makes me laugh to think that I've been worrying about you for so long. Your pride just came out in a bad direction this time, that's all. Kenya has a strong sense of responsibility and pride. It's an attractive part of him most of the time, but it's been twisted in a bad direction this time. I've never thought that you were inferior to me because you make less than I do, honey. And when we're together, Minato waits for you to come home, saying, "When's Dad coming home?" over and over again. It was such a trivial thing. Kenya, honey, listen. You should have more confidence in yourself. You're a father to Minato and a husband to Manami, aren't you? I'm sorry I didn't notice right away. Let's be more honest with each other from now on. We might fight sometimes, but we're family, so everything will be fine.
Monami.
I'm really glad that Manami is such a wonderful wife for you, Kenya.
Yes, she is.
Hey, Dad. Wait, you're crying? Does something hurt? I'll put a spell on it. Pain, pain, go away. Come again some other day.
You love Dad so much, don't you, sweetie?
Yeah.
Minato!
Kenya, from now on, you'll do your share of the housework and childcare properly, understood?
Of course. Thank you too, Mom.
Now then, you need to show us with your actions right away. Action? There are fish in that cooler, right?
Yeah, I caught a lot today.
Then how about some fish for lunch? Of course, you will make it.
Hell yeah! Leave it to me!
Kenya's face seems to have brightened up, so I guess it all turned out well. I'm glad I was honest with him and that he answered me properly. Kenya made a lot of dishes, like fried fish and sashimi.
You're amazing, Dad. This is so good. It's even better than Mommy's cooking.
Excuse me?
Really? The Dad will make dinner tonight, too.
Yay!
That's a relief, but now I have mixed feelings.
After lunch, Minato, let's go to the park together.
Yeah, I want to play ninja with you, Dad.
Okay, buddy. Monami, you stay home and take it easy, okay? This won't even begin to repay you for all the things you've done, but...
Oh, sure, thank you.
Yeah, Mommy, you stay home. You're just in the way anyway.
I'm sure Minato doesn't mean any harm, but it's a bit of a shock to hear him say that. But once and for all, I think you'll feel a little better now. Yes, ma'am. I think I understand Kenya's feelings a little better. When you compare yourself to others, you can end up feeling inferior or devoid of purpose. But this was a good opportunity to learn about that, and I was able to reflect on it too, telling myself not to forget. There will be a lot of things in the future that'll befall us, but I hope we can work together as a family and have overcome anything to have a nice, fun life.